Stormy, I heard you did a little bit of research. What you got for us?
I did a little bit of research. Unfortunately, I don't recognize like a lot of people on either of these teams, but the one person that stands out is Pink Puffy Pastry. We see them a lot on Twitter. She does incredible work for the community, incredible streams, incredible everything, and also she's just a really hard worker. On top of that, so I'm expecting a lot of goodness to come out from this a lot.
Indeed, indeed. We love our community figures. Anyone that is helping our community grow is amazing in my eyes. So, seeing the battlefield, I'm expecting a lot of good things today.
I am expecting a lot of good things too. And this is a best of five, I believe, which is unique to majors. I think we start off with best of five instead of the usual best of threes. By the way, this is a 2-day tournament, so we will be getting a lot of action, a lot of action. And then for the very first map, oh my god, hold on, wait,
What?
hold on, we're not starting on zones.
We're not starting zones.
We're not starting on zones. The word is healing. The word is healing.
Wait, okay. Oh, I think we might just start on zones. We might have just gotten
Wait.
the maps wrong. Apparently, the maps may not be where they need to be. So we don't know yet. We could be wrong. The world could be healing or it could be turned on its head.
I got turned up for nothing. Let me get Splatoon mommies first, right? Let me get Splatoon mommies first. Yeah, you know what? Man, I'm just
Uh,
I thought we were starting on Redblitz. I was excited.
We're losing Stormy before we even start. Look what happened. We lost them. Oh, it's not? The world might be healing? The world might be healing?
We might be healing.
Maybe.
We might be healing. We might be starting off on Clan Bliss, y'all. Hold on. Like a new
Pause.
look here. A new look here. Crazy. But with that being said, while we, before we see where we do finally start at, we can talk about the map since, right now it's showing Clan Bliss Inkblight. I think it's a very interesting Clan Bliss map for sure. I think one of the grimy things I have with that stage is that it's really hard to find clans sometimes. It's like, sometimes they're just gone. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is where pod locking would be really good. And actually, we're not even starting on Inkblot Art Academy. We're going to Museum de Alfonsino for our start. Again, not Splat Zones, Clamblets. And we're going Rainmaker, not
It's Rainmaker. Okay, yeah. Rainmaker. And as we see on the side of Free Donuts, we're going off for that double duelist with the Dapples and the V dueling. Interesting comp right there. The decaf going down immediately. And on the other side, they're going Octaves. They're just going to go with a big swing. Okay, a big swing. Okay. And then we get a pick right there, too.
just like that. The first checkpoint has been broken through, and they are finding themselves in a really good position, especially when there's 2 down on the side of Free Donuts. Octave having a really good opening start, but of course a decap, as decaps do, are here to ruin the party.
Yes, they do. Decaf do ruin the party, getting a nice pick right there with the help of their teammate. They basically getting a kill at the same time, basically kill that push. That's a huge stop for the side of Free Donuts. Octave looking to defend right now. They're going to have the big boulder to do it right here. Decaf doing a lot of work. It's a pick right there. They're going to take down 2 as well. They're going to pick Rimmer up and try to jump it across. Crafton coming out. 104. Here comes a Rizzo trying to get another pick. Get a lot of chip damage, but they understand just stop it, but they do break that checkpoint.
Yeah, and a huge checkpoint broken there, evening the playing field, because now Octave finds themselves in a little bit of danger, especially with that Rainmaker moving forward and taking the lead. Just like that, a taste of their own medicine. Free Donuts able to catch that lead that they lost so quickly. It just like that. This is the spirit of Rainmaker. If you do not watch your back, the lead will swap in an instant. They're very fragile.
Man, look what happens when we start on something that isn't zone. Look how excited this is. Very first game already going back and forward, both these teams throwing a Rainmaker. Now both teams going to take to a neutral state and try to find a way to win the way in. Here's the Decaf moving forward. With a part of slowing down real quick when the Decaf does go down. But they're stuck in that corner. Does get taken now. Octave needs to regroup and fast right now, but Free Donuts has a nice little hole going.
Absolutely. And, we find ourselves in a very interesting situation because Free Donuts has a pretty decent lead. And they feel like it, especially as we approach the later stages of the match, they could stall this out just by the nature of the map. So I'm very curious to see how strategies are going to change as we move forward in the match. But right now, Octave is really fishing to get some space of their own.
Yeah, they are fishing for that space. The Risa coming up and try to help them clear out that space. Doesn't really find much, but they're all going to move forward. They hit with the counter reslider as well onto the Rainmaker. It's not going to find that kill. If they put it to Dabble, they could find a way to move forward. There's one, but that currently coming out is just holding the push, and they do take out one of them, as well as the Rainmaker. It's Dabble left alive. Dabble getting called out, has to jump out, and another nice defense by Free Donuts.
Yeah, Free Donuts is very, very comfortable as they stand right now. Those 27 points are pretty much all they need at the moment, and they continue to keep a lot of space in their favor. I mean, they're controlling mid, opting not really to push any forward because Octave is sitting nice and pretty in their base, but they're just not shy of going one down on Octave. They are always down a member, it feels.
Yeah, indeed. And I feel like these resliders just are kind of just being forced out and not actually planned to be used by these Dapple Doolies. The very beginning of the game, we saw Octaves get their melee team white. Could that just been that one-time thing, and can they not just get their footing going anymore as well? Like, we had an explosive beginning, but not much happening afterwards. But as I say that, though, Free Donuts getting a couple of picks, but they are trying to get back on this side of Octaves, so they're still on this position. Dapple Doolies going down. Decaf is doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, Decaf, as Decafs do, it can just explode in just a tiny bit amount of space. Give it an inch, it'll go a mile. But a nice jump out there from Pastry, pacing themselves, making sure they are not dying to the enemy hands. But Free Donuts has been doing a really good job at keeping their space despite Octave's attempts. And Octave, speaking of them, has gone 2 down again, giving Free Donuts another opportunity to possibly extend their lead if they feel like it. But it looks like they're also just comfortable where they're at. The Rainmaker is staying still, and they're opting kind of just to play Team Deathmatch instead of Rainmaker.
Yeah, indeed. Nobody really took a Rainmaker ever since the beginning portion. As I said, if 2 members go down, they could have to pick it up right now, especially with that big pull at the ready. They can move it forward and then be able to force points, but they're still not opting to pick it up. They're going to try to leave it in the middle. And like you said, play that team deathmatch here and just hold it here in mid with a minute left to go on the clock. I mean, it's definitely a valiant strategy. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Yeah, it could very well pay off. We are in the last minute of the game, and this is where you really want to hold. But it looks like that hold was put on hold. The Rainmaker continued to stay in center, but Octave losing their wealth train. They are not able to find the ground that they want in the time that basically all of Free Donuts went down. They not only got back in, but Octaves was still on their play. Free Donuts, I think, is going to have just the hold of the game that ends it.
And this is why people hate Rainmaker right here for this very reason. They're gonna bring it up there, stall it up. They have to kill him right there, and it's gonna be really hard for them to get to that Rainmaker, let alone get to it after they make the kill. If they do make the kill, they do make the kill. So maybe they're gonna try to pop it right now. They do need to pop that Rainmaker. You can't leave it right there. But we're gonna see the Dabblies opt to play forward onto the pencil and push them out and get control of the plat. But they do gotta pop that Rainmaker, switch search up, and grab it to have one more chance to push.
Yeah, and look at Rose here. Oh, they did lose that Reef Slider right it was ready to pop here. And they find themselves in such an interesting predicament, Octave. They are activating that last-ditch effort and just doing what they can to try and get some points on the board because they only have to break through 27, but they are under fire from not only the Pencil, pretty much everyone on the opposite side. But see those Dapples going down on Free Donuts, a little bit more space for Octaves. You are somehow still alive, your Rainmaker.
Oh my God, like playing very risky, but not playing careful whatsoever. Maybe slow down a little bit right there, and that is what happens when you play a little bit too risky. Maybe give your team a little bit more time to clear out the stragglers, you know. And with that, we have Free Donuts taking a pretty decisive game 1 over Octave.
Yeah, Octave had a really good start in the beginning of the match, but once Free Donuts, got the lead of their own and, had a grasp of the match, they just controlled everything. And Octave really did try, but just the staggering alone, the one down every so often was just not enough to let them get their foot in the door again.
Yeah, indeed. Like very first push, they got looked really promising, and this is why I say you can't. Every time you get an opportunity, you gotta take the mile. They could have easily brought that down to like at least 20 something, very easily, but they just did not do it. Free Donuts putting a nice defense down, getting those 2 picks right at the same time at the beginning of the game to hold it, and they basically just got one push at the very beginning and just played defense the rest of the game. And I will just might as well say Free Donuts made it look quite easy. They look like they were just the better team for the rest of that game.
No, absolutely. It's also pacing. Free Donuts just had a lot more pace. It just was a lot faster to get to the field and where they needed to be compared to Octaves, especially as the match went forward. And I think troubles may continue because we are going to be going to Clamblitz Umami, where you have to make your own strat. The game will not give it for you. You have to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be very difficult for them. But one thing I do like, as we said at the beginning, as I said at the beginning, this is best of 5. Best of 5. So even if Octaves loses next game, they still have time to make an adjustment. Maybe take a game or 2. Every game matters in a format like this. Every game matters in a format like this. Like every opportunity you have to make an adjustment, every bit of information counts.
Indeed. I can't agree more here. And, if you're going to extend the games as far as you can, Right, but if you're free donuts, you're looking to 3-0 this still, because the more points that you can get on the board, the better as well for your next day stats, I would say.
Yeah, indeed. You know, sometimes you gotta come into those tiebreakers something after, especially like if you're not one of those like top teams that are probably guaranteed to make that alpha bracket spot. You know. By the way, speaking of which, some games are gonna get really intense by the end of the day. I'm already knowing they are. As we do
Ooh.
to Clan Blitz through Mom, we see the comps come out here. Seeing comps come on the side of Free Donuts, and we're gonna see the comps coming out on the side of Octaves, going for that Octabrush, but everything else remains the same. So we got an Octabrush bucket, big swig with that well string. Interesting comp to say the least.
Yeah, it looks like Rose may just be their first contact initiator, or at best their big swig there. But I think things are going to get a little bit tough just by looking at the composition, as they actually just lost their Octobrush on the side of Octaves. Rose going down straight up, and same with Pastry going down really early in the game. That is 2 down on Free Donuts. And, you know, as I speak, it looks like Octave is actually able to get their foot in the door, but not again. Greg?
Oh my goodness. The Ultra Thing coming out there and doing a lot of work there. So they got all they having this mid control right here, but that Crab Tank is, I think, ready for inside of Free Donuts. They'll look to push out here, and that pistol is fine. A lot of pressure. Here comes that Crab Tank, doing a lot of work. That spot gets canceled, and another kill onto that bucket. The rest of the strike are getting called out right there. It's like they just sniffed them out right there. Just knew where they was.
Yeah, just like that, you know, blink and you could get a kill with that crab. But it seems like Tetra has that reef slider ready to go, trying to give their team that extra little bit of way that they may need to get a clam in the basket. They only have 10 clams with the economy growing. Pastry getting all the attention here in spawn. Again, perfect opportunity for the rest of their team to score some points on the board. Beautiful stall.
Oh my goodness, running straight in, getting a kill, and just drawing all the attention. We can see them that play pay a lot of dividends, getting an extra mile here on this push. Oh, but a random 2 kills happened right there, and that's going to stop their push. They could have definitely put it down more if they didn't go 2 down there, but unfortunately they did. But that being said, they still have mid control, and with off these comp, they're going to have a really hard time painting it back. The big swing cannot paint from a long distance.
Yeah, and it's a little bit difficult here for Octaves because I feel like their comp is a lot more built for defending than it is for any offensive play. And they could very well just prove me wrong here in a second. But with their Octobrush going down, they did go down with a fight, taking out Free Donuts' I think that's, yep, those dualies right there. Actually, both the dualies are down, giving Octaves possible opportunity to get a push of their own going here very soon.
Yeah, Basement's doing a really good job slaying right there, using those vertical foot, using that extra range to just do a lot of damage there, but it's not going to do a lot here. Here comes that Zip Catcher from the Octopus trying to find something, just not really find much, so they're still just straggling in mid. I think we need to see a little more offensive pressure for this side of Octave instead of just getting pushed out.
Yeah, indeed. It seems like Octaves may just be able to get out of this fight unscathed. See that splash down to really fully clear the center. 2 down on Free Donuts. This is Octaves' chance to get some points on the board, but do they have the clam economy to get a power clam going? No, their major clam holder just went down, and we are seeing Strings here with the Wellstring just doing what they can to keep that space in their favor. Again, Wellstring is incredibly powerful if you can choke the other team out here, so don't underestimate that weapon. But despite all the space that Octave is holding, they still do not have a clam in the basket.
Yeah, indeed, and you think Fufu, you know me very well. I'm gonna call it as I see it. What's killing Octaves right now is this big switch, just ripping these splash downs when I feel like they just don't need to. This one right there, this one makes sense, but unfortunately they still go down. But they ripped it twice where it was basically just not needed, and they couldn't use it to push in and move forward just a little bit more. And it's just really costing them right now. But they do find 2 picks. Right now. They have to run forward right now. Basically trying to find a pick on this DK. DK with a hard weapon to kill. They're going to Octave chuck out, but the other members are still going down on the side of Octaves.
Yeah, and you know, it's a lot harder to get these picks on Free Donuts, especially when they are not only coolered up, but they are jumping out in split seconds. You know, Pastry's there, and then she's not, and we are seeing that. Unfortunately, she is going to be going down there on the offense, but not before the rest of her team is able to get into place. Again, that bubble did a great job at helping sustain this, but Free Donuts isn't quite looking at a push just yet as Octave is returning to center. You know, it's really rough for Octave right now because it's like I said earlier, they're not able to really put their resources together to get a proper offense going between the specials and between the composition of their weapons. It is really difficult. They're fighting an uphill battle.
They are indeed, and they are getting opportunities like right now. They are 2 down right now. They need to move forward and try to win a force in, but it doesn't seem like they really have a special to force in when it's time. They had the Ocean and that Ocean needs to come out soon. They won't have a chance, but that grab tech is just slowing them down, and that's what a freak don't have to do. They're just slowing them down. That was do go down. Good opportunity right here. Dooley's very weak from that chip damage from the torpedo. They're going to run forward right now with the strike. They're trying to go, but they get stopped. They get stopped. Three dead, but they break the barrier. Can they live look it in? No, they cannot. Third little go to the gate. They got to for to make a ball fast. Foo-foo.
They gotta make a ball fast. That was genuinely a single throw away from the lead here. And now Free Donuts is finding themselves in a little bit of a predicament. Their lead being a lot more fragile than what it was prior. They are in control of mid, and they have shown that they are great at doing so. But 2 down on each team, definitely dicing up and spicing up the match with a reach slider as well to try and take a pick for the rest of their team. Who's going to be coming out of this engagement on top, and who's going to have the opportunity to score the last of the points on the board? And it looks like Octave is doing really good at keeping that space of their own. They have a chance, Stormy.
They do have a chance when they got hit the building. Oh my god, I think that goes down. Here come the strikes. They can run forward right in and score. They're going to throw the ball in. Can he come with clams? It's just a big swing. The Bills are going to kill. There's clams up there. There's clams right there. They're going to run the clams and throw them in. And they're going to get the lead. Oh my god.
Big swing away for that long. Oh my god.
I was so scared that Big Squeak was going to die. I was so scared that Big was going to die. That's why I was feeling like, yo, the clams are right there. I know you see the clams, man. You gotta grab the clams. Thankfully, they did see the clams and they grabbed them and they just won. And
oh my god.
Oh my
I'm not
god.
okay. I'm not okay, man. You can't just drop a match like that. They let the Big Squig, like, just rush the guy. What are they gonna do?
Who got the kill on the decaf? The boat was already up. Who got the kill on that decaf? That was huge.
That was huge.
That was such a huge pick right there. But yeah, no, the decaf just ran in, got the kill, and then I don't know. Free Donuts just kind of just let them exist up there. Didn't really go after them when they pretty much should. Like at that point, you're not worried about just trying. You just really just got to go after them. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
but,
nuke them. If they don't get, if they get jumps in time, or if they get clams, they had perfect clam spawns as well. By the way, those clams spawn right there.
Right there.
The Splatoon god said, "Oh, you want to win? Here you go, buddy. You know."
Yeah, bro. And then we got the replay right here going. You could just see there's such a huge pick, and the clam was just sitting right there. And I just think nobody really just ran at them. Nobody really did. You just kind of got to get in their face and hopefully take attention away from just throwing those clams. But what I really think killed Free Donuts is that they just started feeding. I don't know if you saw that, like, and succeeding, just going in one by one and dying. And then Octaves made the adjustment, switched their play style up, just played patient, let them come to them, and basically got all the picks they needed to get that push going. And the strikes could not come at a better time for that bucket.
Oh yeah, those strikes were really nice. Like the second I saw those strikes, I was like, oh wow, Free Donuts really is in danger. Because it takes one. That is the importance of the well-played specials. It is your calling card. It is the go button. It is the space is literally free. Go get it. And I think the action is going to be continuing here. We are actually going to Inkling Art Academy today, except on tower control, not Clam Blitz, tower control.
Yes, indeed. We will be going to Inkblot tower control, and I'm curious to see how this game phases out. I think Free Donuts would have to bear the comp here just for the sole fact they do have that pencil. But I think the issue for Octaves is that they gotta find a way to turn on that aggression. Maybe offer a more aggressive comp with a little more paint going forward, you know? Like, I think they just need a little more paint on the ground in front of them so they can move forward. But we'll see what is at the op here, Fufu.
Yeah, we'll see if there are any comp changes for either of these teams going forward. It doesn't look that Free Donuts is going to be changing anything up here, but that S-Blast is coming out instead of the bucket for Octaves.
Yeah, indeed. So we do lose out on the strikes. We get a Booyah Bomb instead. I wonder how that's going to go. And we're going to go for the Kraken Octobrush instead for the side of Octaves as well. And they do immediately find one down by the help of that S-Blast. The S-Blast is going to push forward into this pencil. But the pencil shuts that down. Get out of my face.
Yep, never win at the Chargers. They might just shoot you dead, and we saw exactly that here with Plurm doing a really good job at defending their own here. I do like this position for Crossfire here, but it looks like Octaves has their plat pretty secured, not really allowing Free Donuts to truly go in. Dapples is gone with Lightboy here on the right side, taking them down, opting to take players out with their teammate. Beautiful teamwork there from Octave. They are showing that Crossfire. I think that S-Blast is doing absolute numbers for their team.
Yeah, indeed. And look at them group up and just jump onto the opponents right there. They just straggle with their excellent teamwork. That restarter coming up, going to try to find something. Does find a little bit of paint on the ground, but nothing else really. Octopus able to trade that out. They're going to do a straight jump. I wonder if they're going to die for it. They do not die for it whatsoever. In fact, it helps out to kill the dualies as well. So they can get back on the tower and possibly get this push keep going, as well as get a kill on the decap. This could be huge, Fufu.
Yeah, it could be huge here. If Octave can get past this forsaken ramp right here. That ramp is the killer of pushes. They might be in for a great time. Seeing that splashdown ready from Swig. If they can get that good timing on the splashdown, which wasn't quite there. With two on the hammer. Oh my goodness. Yep, never mind. Who needs a splashdown when you have a hammer, apparently?
And this crab tank is on a flank all the way behind because they're forced they needed to. That crab tank is going to help them stall a little bit more, going to kill that Ezra, but they do break that second checkpoint. Big still going off right there. Two situation right here. Huge fights happening right now on the tower. Here goes the Ultra Stamp. It's just them alive. They're going to throw the Ultra Stamp. Going to find the ticket on the tower. Who's going to win the fight? But then they're going to win that fight. But they get it down to 21. A very good starting push, if I say so myself.
Beautiful starting push, but something to keep in mind about this map is that Free Donuts very much has the opportunity to take it back themselves, because once you get past that ramp, the snowball is insane. But again, it's a matter of if Free Donuts gets here. It looks like Octave has finally found their flow. They are doing really good, and it's just a matter of seeing how they're going to approach this defense. Splash out, trying to do work. Pastry is able to get out of that alive here. It looks like Free Donuts has the number advantage, is going to be looking to get a push of their own.
And it's going to be very hard for them to stop any momentum going forward, especially with the big butter on the tower. The only thing they really have for that is that Kraken going in, but but the brush goes down, and that's not what you want to see. So when that bubble goes up on the tower, when the Deacon comes back on the Deacon, it's going to get that bubble back really fast. It's going to be very hard for them. By restarter coming out here, didn't really get much out of it. It's going to probably go down to that bow. They're doing a lot of shit damage. Kraken coming out on the top side. It's going to do a lot of work on the cut this side. They have to take a second checkpoint, but that other step being thrown does not find anything. They do kill these duelists right there. Pass second checkpoint. So this game is going to be very close, Fufu.
Yeah, and Strings, I need you to use that Will String on tower to be evil as you can be right here. But Gray chasing Stringer down, and Strings comes out that escapement alive between a dually and a Will String. The Will String gets out of that unscathed. That is hilarious on the matchup side of things. But Free Donuts, despite getting a really good push, they did not break through the lead.
They did not break through the lead, but they did break through that checkpoint, which could be good for them. Oh, what a kill there by the S-Blast. Like I said, get out my face. Just shut him down for the decap that's running forward. You still got to be careful even though you're playing that decap. This S-Blast still got a lot of work. Burst bomb, chip, spark, burst bomb. Get a nice kill right there.
Yep, that is the life of the S-Blast, and they are showing, or trying to show, Pastry is able to put it to the reign of terror of that dang S-Blast. But it looks like Free Donuts going to be looking to get another push of their own. It's just a matter, they don't have any checkpoints that they need to break through anymore. So if they can get this momentum going, it could be a straight shot to the lead, but not without Octaves putting a stop to that. 2 down on Free Donuts, and this Gray can't get out of this alive. They are dead. Plurm, the last player alive on Free Donuts, trying to get the jumps to keep this going. Oh man.
They are trying to keep it going, and what really sucks about that, the pencil put that cooler down, and nobody grabbed the cooler. What a nice splash up cancel though by that pencil, but they are still 2 down. That Kraken chasing out those dualies. The Octopus doing a lot of work, and yeah, it really sucks that they didn't get that cooler, so now they could have come back fast, and they got to reach out the special. But the Octopus doing a lot of work right there, not able to find a pick, but it's going to force them out. They're still going into this game. Going to play for the final chance for the side of Free Donuts, and a pick on the Octopus is going to be a good start for them.
Yeah, these last 20 seconds are going to be incredibly tense here for both us and the teams that are on the field. If Octaves can continue to throw
the my goodness.
Their first engager is gone on the side of Free Donuts. The Pastry's usually the one in the front lines. Actually, Pastry's back, and actually Pastry's dead again. But now danger is coming here for Octaves. They did lose 2 players, and Free Donuts now has everyone ready, or almost in position to get a push going. But Gray alone on the tower. Are they going to be able to get out with Pastry? Is the bigger question. It looks like What?
No, they just jumped right onto the tower, right behind, just right behind. They just didn't clear them out, got pushed off to the tower, and that's going to be the game. Octaves going up 2-1 with their wacky comp. Oh my god.
I think that S Blast made the difference. I'm not even
It
kidding. The
did.
S Blast
It
made the
did.
difference. It has a little bit more killing power than the bucket does, in my personal opinion, being able to take players out faster if you have the good aim. And I think that's just what they needed, because S Blast can also just output a lot of pressure and is a little bit more sustainable not sustainable, but it can act a little bit more on its own, you know?
Yes, it can. I do definitely agree with that, and that was definitely the difference maker. That Espas going absolutely crazy, shutting down the half at every turn for doing what it wanted to do. And I mean, Freak Donuts had opportunities, but the Octabrush and the Espas basically just combined to get those random picks to basically just shut it down. And then that one push they had where they was looking really good. They put that cooler down, but nobody grabbed it before dying. Unfortunately, I mean, maybe there's a call up right there that needs to be made. Like, yo, chill, chill. I got cooler in a second. We need to make sure we grab it, because if they died the way they did, at the very least, they come back fast with special charge, and maybe they can extend the push a little more. But that was such a huge play for set of Octaves to kill them before they grabbed that cooler.
I just huge plays. And, following the end of this match, Octaves is now running on a lot more momentum. You win 2 matches when it looked a little bit grim at the start. And Free Donuts finds themselves in the position I don't think they expected to be in when the first match ended. If you're Free Donuts, you want that mental reset. You want to, relax. Be like, okay, well, we got to lock in because we don't want to get knocked out of here. And Octaves, who has the momentum, you won 2 matches in a row, could very well excel and bring that into the potential last match of the set.
Indeed. Can Freak Donuts lock in one more time? And I think we're going to zones here. So maybe there might be a zones team. Maybe we'll just see, because, zones is a pretty popular, mode among the community. And some teams excel at it more than others. So they can go to Splat Zones, Ship Shake Cargo. Can they lock it in right now and give us a game 5? And if I'm honest, Fufu, with their comp, I feel like they can easily win on zones.
Oh, absolutely. You see that pencil ready to go as well. I think that pencil's going to be huge. It's really, Pen is just good on zones. We've been knowing Pen is good everywhere. Let's be almost everywhere. But I think zones is definitely one of the modes that excels in the most. But if Octaves continues to play with that aggressive pressure, they could very much push Free Donuts back here. But if you're Free Donuts, maybe you don't want to play Rainmaker Humpback. I don't want to play it either, not going to lie.
I wouldn't want to play it either, but I mean, maybe the decap won't have that much problems with it, being just a very flat and somewhat curvy map as well. But with that being said, I feel like the decap needs to lock in here and find a way to just basically play how she did game 1 and just get those random picks as well, just being a nuisance on the field, put those big bubblers where the opponents don't want them. That being said, Octaves are doing a really good job countering the decap and just basically mirroring their movements and shutting them down before they can do anything.
Oh yeah, you gotta blow people up. That is the name of the game. Just blow people up. They can't do anything if they're splatter shot. We've lost the dapples for a splatter shot, and we've gone back to vanilla October. They changed back to the first comp, guys.
Oh my god,
No!
they changed back to the first comp, so we're going for the Zitcaster and we're already dead? What happened right there?
Disconnect.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, that gives us the time to go over the comps there, and that is such a I'm gonna be honest, that is such a meta comp change coming out on the side of Free Donuts, going for the shot to the dualies and to the decap. Triple suction bomb. Oh my god, triple suction bomb. Just one thing for sure is they got a mini bomb rush on their team. They can just throw 3 suction bombs on the zone at all times. So I imagine it's going to be hard for Octaves to keep that zone pinned with the shot, with the decaf, with the dualies, 3 suction bombs, and a pencil. And yeah, good luck keeping the zone from being neutral. They can just neutralize it by breathing.
Oh, don't forget, there's also a pencil there.
Yep, I said it.
Oh, you said, dude, my ears don't work. They're gone.
Yeah, literally, like Free Donuts can just breathe on a zone and it's just neutralized. Like, it's just absolutely crazy.
I feel like the grip emo, like the guy grabbing the shoulder, like emo. That's what I feel like right now. I'm like, you changed the comp back? No.
Yo, Octave, listen. Change your comp back.
Change it back.
Change it back right now.
Change it back.
your bag right now, please.
Pretty big. They can't hear us. I feel like the image of Walter White screaming past the window, "Change your combat!"
Indeed. I mean, like, they already don't have that much paint to begin with, so I don't understand. Like, if you can play S Blast, why wouldn't you play S Blast? Is what it is.
Right. Like, you are blowing people up with the S Blast.
Indeed. Definitely blowing people. I agree with that statement. Just blowing people up, like, with that S Blast. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're already locked in. You can't change comps once you go win. You can't change comps. So, they're going to be locked into this Octabrush with the big swig and all the different things like that. So, but you know what? Maybe they just have a plan. Maybe it'll work. I mean, we'll see.
Opium.
Right? Opium. Opium.
This is opium, but as we said earlier, the comps cannot change following a restart here. So whatever it is what it is. And as worried as I am for Octave, they may just have a plan. We'll see how this first opening goes.
Yeah, indeed. So back to the V bucket with the shot. We'll see how it goes here. Free Donuts looking to offer all three top right side right there. Going to get a pick on the bucket. We try to find a pick right there as well on that big swing, but not able to find it. Yeah, never mind. They are able to find it. And two people go down immediately right side of Octaves, Chonga zone for Free Donuts, and another kill onto the phone. They just go pick after pick for Free Donuts. Starting got really strong, looking like they're a zones team, like I said.
Like a zones team, indeed, they have all the materials they need to have a good zones game, and we are seeing why. We saw that crab up there earlier, seeing, I think that's a crab. Yeah, the crab and bubble ready, seeing that bubble from Pastry to try and keep as much space as they can, but Octaves find themselves in such a difficult spot, especially when there's a crab shooting at you from the top. A crab and a pencil is horrible. You're getting chipped out from every angle. More than half the points are gone for Free Donuts, and Octave is such a position,
Do I dare say this game is over already? Do I dare say this game might be over? Okay, pick on the decap. Maybe it's not over yet. Oh, but the shot is able to trade it back right there. Here comes the Zicker coming out for the Octopus. And we get a nice pick right there. But they do got to find a way to get onto the zone and pay and neutralize it. But we're not quite neutralizing the zone right now. They got to neutralize the zone. They do neutralize the zone, but they are going down. Two members down the side of Free Donuts. They are able to cap it back all the way down to 6, though, and a 72-point penalty for that Free Donuts. Got a lot of work to do.
I was bashing my head against the wall because we let a little bit more points swing by here, but Octaves finally having that zone in their favor. They're able to give Free Donuts potentially a taste of their own medicine, and I think seeing those specials come online, just waiting for that right timing. We have seen they can be patient. Oh, good night.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's no more Zuka.
Yeah, you really gotta watch when you pop that Zuka, especially right there. But a nice pick right there, able to trade it out. Aggressive coming under, are going to force cap to the zone. Oh, but that splash down looking to do something. Does not do anything actually. Just absolutely just take it down immediately. Nobody died to that. Really good awareness instead of Free Donuts. Able to get another pick as well going forward. Octopus able to trade that back, but it has to jump out. He is so safe. Similar going to the game.
Yeah, we're seeing that rehearsed nature of gameplay from Free Donuts. It feels like they've played this map one too many times here, especially with a comp like this here, the way they retook really, really quickly. But again, just some penalty points they got to get through here, just about 32 for Free Donuts if they can cap the zone once more. But Octaves is finding themselves in a really difficult position, losing 2 of their members and only leaving their 2 painters. And, a brush and a swing can only do so much when you're fighting 4 players.
Yeah, indeed. And maybe splash down, please. Oh, what a nice kill. Can we get a double? Can they get a triple? They're going to get 3 kills right there. The base win coming up huge. And then Free Donuts needs to mind their spacing when facing that. They haven't capped the zone yet. Okay, now we capped the zone. Right there. And Bucky trying to move forward with the Ultra Scan. Trying to find some picks right there. Still in a neutral state. It's this game. Zucker coming out. It's not going to find anything for Free Donuts here. And the Bow just going to sit on the zone and help paint it. Trying to get some points onto the board. But the bucket goes down. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I think this Wellstream can have a really, really important job here if they continue to chip out players of Free Donuts. Little by little, Wellstream can be incredibly powerful. You just got to find a way to use it here. And seeing Pastry actually go down, so no decaf on the side of Free Donuts here. One of their first engagers, leaving Free Donuts on a little bit of a back, but I do see all of their players together. Also, the splashdown from this way could be incredibly important. If they hold it and they stay alive, that could be the game decider here as we're approaching the last 20 ticks for Octaves. This could be a lead switch, Stormy.
It could be, but the decap has that bubble at the ready. But the strikes coming out. They're going to try to hold the zone, but they do able to force the cap before the strikes really help hold that neutral state. And 2 members go down inside the Octave. 3 members go down. Just the biggest left alive. So they're going to force out here on the left side and get that team wiped. And that's going really good for Free Donuts.
Beautiful positioning there from Free Donuts, exactly where they want to be here. Octave, it's not quite over yet still. Penalty points still have to get out of the way there for Free Donuts. So if they can gather their specials, they can gather each other and play as a team, there's a good chance they are able to get themselves back in the zone. But again, it just depends how they play these specials out, how they place their players. But Pastry putting an end to any hopes that they had. Beautiful pick, and the last player in the zone. That's game. That's game, Stormy.
And we are going to a game 5 here in our first round of pools A7. Oh my goodness. I wonder who's going to come out on top here. I'm so excited.
I mean, we're going to a drastically different match next, but that just, again, the drastic change might be what adds to the mystery. We don't know who's taking next set, but speaking of this game itself, Free Donuts, they knew what they were doing. They had the comp, they had the sauce. They had it. They had it. We saw that from just how the comps were going, but Octaves did a really, really good job because they got close. They got really, really close.
They did, indeed they did. You know, and it seems like on zones, Free Donuts look to have it sewed up. And then, you know what, if you're Octaves, you're just glad that this set didn't start out on zones because, you know, if this set started on zones, they got to play zones again. And I'll be honest, Free Donuts looked pretty dominant there. So, you know what? Gift from the Splatoon God for Octaves, you know, you do only play zone once this set. With that being said, we'll be going back to, I believe, Rainmaker, since that was the first game we did start up. We'll be going back to Rainmaker. I forgot the map what it would be on though. But,
Pump back, pump track, might be hated. And we will be going. Well, we got some replay action going on here. We saw how close Free Donuts was here in the beginning of just knocking out. That could have very well just been a 100-0 game, but Octaves really kept it going here. By the end, able to get those picks that they needed by just barely there. There's a lot of good moments in this game. I cannot even lie.
It was a lot of good moments right there. Speaking of good moments right there, that Big Swig doing a lot of work. You know, the Big Swig has impressed me. I won't lie. The Big Swig has impressed me with their mechanics and ability to get kills when their team just, you know, able to need it, even though it's not known for its killing potential and more known for its pain. So the Big Swig doing a lot of work there. But going into this Rainmaker Humpback pump track game, this is huge because I think both these teams have a really good case to make here. But I think that Wellstring has a lot to prove here because Wellstring is very strong on this.
Oh yeah, Wellstring can do a lot of damage on this map. I think it's also important the positioning that the players choose from because the Wellstring can be very oppressive, but it's not as oppressive when you go into a mid just because of how wide it is. But if you play those sides right, you know how silly it can get.
Yeah, indeed. And then it also depends whether or not Pastry can get in there with her bubbles to be able to just force things out. And they're going with the same comp going on the side of Free Donuts. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. And the same comp coming out on the side of Octaves. Still no S+, unfortunately, but we'll see how it goes for them.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes indeed here. Seeing the strong openings from both teams. Actually, Octave losing their bucket player right off the start, losing two of their players, two down on each side. It's going to be a bloodshed here in center, but it looks like there's a lot more yellow than there is blue. Free Donuts able to have a little bit more space coming out of this first fight, but quickly going into the second as Octaves returns back to center. Again, this Rainmaker is up for grabs for whoever comes out of this truly alive.
Yeah, indeed. This stalemate is taking a while. Open the shot goes down. Duelist goes down. This could be a chance for Octaves. But the Rainmaker move forward. 3 members go down. This is their chance to move forward. And they're going to get a checkpoint for free, basically. That's a start you want. You're Octaves. Checkpoint already. So now they're going to work on the rest of the game and can focus on getting points onto that board.
Yeah, there is a little bit delay on the field, especially as Free Donuts has that crab rate. I believe that is Gray bringing out that strong crab, but a Rose here to just take out whatever stragglers there are. This is huge for Octaves. This could be their match.
Oh my God.
That's it!
That's it! Oh my God. A minute and 7 seconds for a game 5, just ending it just like that. Octaves will win this set 3-2, and I can imagine they're popping off in their VC.
Oh, that was beautiful. That wipeout was just salt in the wound. That was exactly what they needed. You know, we knew Wellstring was good, and we knew everyone else was good. This was like kind of the map that Octaves was going to have a bit better luck in compared to Free Donuts, but we didn't expect that much.
Yes,
that's crazy.
It is. With their comp, this map was definitely built for them, to say the least. And as soon as I saw 2 of the sleds go down with Free Donuts, and it was just basically that pencil alive, it's like, yeah, that's just it. The pencil can't fight off 4 people. The pencil cannot win a 1v4. Just cannot. And that is basically it. But what an amazing first set we saw, Fufu. Man, look at this. Just an amazing job there. That Kraken was huge.
That Kraken was
Kraken.
so huge.
Look at this Kraken, y'all, man. Look at this Kraken. Just forcing out that one member, get a kill, get that kill as well as keeping themselves alive as well so they can take on this 1v4 on the pencil and make sure they have no chance whatsoever. We see two members just jumping up there. The brush jumping up there, making sure that, hey, you're not getting any free shots off.